1 pack of chili seasoning, 2 packs of brown gravy mix, and 2 packs of pork gravy. Donut shop ground coffee. 2, 3, that's 232 grams. 248. Not quite 500 grams. Green tea, jasmine, and we're at 486, 530, 529. I ain't got that many. Chicken. Yeah. So it's 666. We don't want that. 682. Butter Scotch bisque. Baby Ruth Butterfinger. 100 gram. 100 grand in crunch. All right, we are all set. Yes, my friends, it is that time of the year again. Crap, I'm going to need a bigger bowl. I thought I weighed that. All right, my job is done. We are fixing to hopefully pour our first 2 at a time. We did make one change between this mold and that mold, and that is we've got risers on one. I wanted to see how one's going to do without them. If there's no need for them, that's less time we have to spend cutting things off. We're going to try one just without risers, just to see how this feels. Yes, we do need this much weight on. There's a lot of hydraulic pressure due to the surface area spread abroad on horizontally. A lot of upward pressure is pushing up on that coat, which results in blowouts, flashing, and things like that. So we have this sucker nailed down pretty good. There's a second mold you see up here that contains the actual pouring basin, as is with this one. The reason for that, first of all, I've been having trouble, as I showed in my last video, where I'm bumping into my weights with that shield that protects my left hand. Now we have actually got the pouring basin moved out here to the edge. The other thing is we have incorporated a filter trap in the system. So basically what's happening is your pouring basin goes down to the bottom into a runner, which goes over into a filter trap. Any additional trash that may get past the pouring basin, which it shouldn't, will get caught in that prior to going down a vertical sprue entering the main mold. With that said, since I couldn't keep the basin completely full from the first hit, it had enough time to get about midway down to somewhat of a vacuum to drag that dross down in there with it, and that not only showed inclusions in the casting, it actually stopped up a few channels of where the iron needs to flow. So I didn't get sufficient fill in that last casting. This added measure should take care of several different problems. I got a feeling we're on our way to knocking out several a day. So because we have the clock ticking, and my customer, he's expecting these pretty quick, so we want to get this rolling. Yeah. Tonight. Woo! That is hot. I'm gonna freeze the furnace. Now I got it on my legs, so we'll pin it out when I get in.
You want me to put some on that back of that other one?
Well, the other arm didn't get it. I don't think it was just the right arm. Right arm was directly in the furnace there for a minute. Just leave the burn cream out here. Hey, Jake. Alright, so this is the one without risers, and it turned out perfectly fine. It appears, anyway. Looks like everything filled. So it's a waste of time to even put risers on this. Or is it? I've still got some issues right here. But that's going to work. We're going to use it. No, we're not. We got a bad casing.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let's hope we at least got one good one. Crap. That's a lot of hours, a lot of hard work to put into a mold. And if we got two bad molds, I'm gonna really be upset. We got some problems here. Good thing is we shouldn't have any inclusions, but we do have insufficient fill. So I got to figure out what we're going to do here. We're going to have to study this out a little better. I was hoping we were going to be able to roll these. We're not there yet. All right, get some weights on it and see if we can pour this tonight. I feel better about this one. Of course, I say that every time. Just make sure my basin doesn't float off. I started putting extra weight on that. I didn't video us pouring this tonight. I will say this thing poured super fast. Something stank. I kept that cap over the pouring basin, so there's no way a bug got down in there, unless it was from stepping on that hot dross over here and these soles on these boots. That may have been what it was. It is 9:40 tonight. I'm gonna pull this bandage off, get a shower, re-bandage myself, and go to bed, and we'll dump this in the morning. Good morning. It is Thursday and it's 57 degrees out. Got a cold front blowing through today. Anxious to see what we got here. Well, guys, after struggling with all this, I think we finally got it. This one was our first one. Then we cast another one, that didn't work. We cast another one, that didn't work. And then we cast one with inclusions. And at that time, the contractor requested one. We sent it down to New Orleans for him to look at, basically, you know, the overall dimensions of it, the profile of it, see how it was going to turn out. But again, it had inclusions in it which were not acceptable, so we worked on that, and we have that resolved and cast another one. That one failed because it had no inclusions, but it had no fill on the backside. But we finally have an acceptable casting. No inclusions, no shrinkage. It all turned out looking pretty good. So, we are finally at a point where we can start rolling with these. We need to get at least 10 of these cast. And luckily I didn't cast that many before I figured out how to get it right.
More visible, we don't have to have it strapped down right now.
I wanted to show you guys this steam whistle. This is part of it. What's the diameter of that?
12 inch.
12 inch. And with the other piece, how long would that thing be?
54 inches.
54. And this is the piece we're going to have to make. 12 inch by probably 12, yeah. So we got to get a core box. We were discussing how we were going to have to do it. We're going to have to make a core to go on the inside of this to catch it, you know, because of this lip. And it's going to be a fun project. This is for the city of Pontotoc. Bruce.
Calhoun County. If I don't leave any more than that, it should take anyway, shouldn't it? It'll flow that much.
Yeah. Using just bronze rod or
Right. I'd use that flux cord bronze brazing rod,
Flux cord or flux coated?
flux coated.
See how much I got over here.
Y'all, I'm with John Crawford up in, what's the name of this town? Pontotoc. And he along with my friend Kurt Friday, which I'm affiliated with out at the work I do at Sule, he's here. And we have been looking at this huge that's busted, and they were wanting to try to get it recast, but there's I brought my dad, and since then there's been a change of plans. Looks like I'm out of a job. Dad took over. My dad is very experienced in brazing cast iron from years ago, and he's very talented, and he's reassured John that John can do this. So I guess my dad's coming back up Monday, and they're gonna get this done.
We're gonna give it a try.
But I'll show some video later if they can pull this off. And with Dad Dad said they can do it, so I'm pretty sure they can. We'll be seeing if we can test this thing. All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you later. That was a 12-inch diameter steam whistle, guys. This thing is huge. Yeah, my dad, he chimed in. He couldn't stand it. He kept saying there's no reason why that can't just be brazed instead of recast. And, you know, my dad is, he's very experienced in that. Of course, I've stated to you guys, I'm no welder. I might be able to stack a few dimes with a TIG. I find that easy. But stick welding is a nightmare for me, other than horizontal, right? But a little about my dad. He does not want to be on video, so I'm not gonna do that. But he has a very good background in all kinds of welding. If any of you guys are familiar with Lansing, Michigan, around the mid-1960s, there was a place called Industrial Welding, and my father worked there for several years during the mid-60s, and they repaired a lot of beastly equipment. They did a lot of jobs for GM and Ford repairing those monstrous presses that they would stamp car hoods, bumpers, frames, all that stuff. Every once in a while they would break a machine. They'd call my dad and that crew in. Sometimes they'd have to do it on site. Sometimes they could actually bring this equipment in on rail to Industrial Welding and repair it. So my dad has done it all. And, you know, I honestly, I can't think of anything he hasn't set out to work on. Maybe not the way I would do it, but he gets it done. Anyway, I thought you might find that interesting. And if any of you guys are familiar with industrial welding, feel free to chime in. On another note, November the 4th and 5th, we will have our annual steam festival at the Soule Steam Feed Works in downtown Meridian, Mississippi, only one block in front of Union Station. So if you're not busy and you're close by, I would love to have you, and be sure to stop by and say hi. I haven't had a chance to look up and plan this out very well, but we will be there. We will be pouring something. Just keep it in mind, and if you think you could make it, don't forget to mark it on your calendar. All right, well, you guys have a good time, and I will talk to you later. For those who have been asking about the Windy Hill Foundry hats, these are now available on my website, windyhillfoundry.com, under stores, or you can click on the above link. These are on the pricey side, but keep in mind the shipping is included. Have a good day.